If you see a baby that you think would suit me, turn around and run it down and chase her back to me. Watchdog, watchdog.
Please state your name and address for the record.
I just ate my dinner real fast, so I hope I don't burp. Anyways, my name is John DeVita. I live at 1802 Fisher Avenue. I've been here for 10 years now. I sent all of you, the council members, a letter on the pet waste and urination that is being placed on my yard over the last 7 years or so. I wrote up a memorandum, and I believe I sent it to all of you. I sent that to you on the 15th of November. I followed up that memorandum on the 2nd of January also, and I invited you guys to come on over to the house on my patio and just smell the urine that comes in from the west to the east into our house. Talk to my wife, my kids, they'll all show it to you. I gave you some solutions. I gave you 5 solutions. I always try to do that in my current job. I even added a new one. I haven't heard anything back from any of you. And many times you guys knock on my door, ask me to support a levy, a tax, or whatever, or place your political sign out in the yard, and I'll let you do that. And I'd really like to have some type of response from the legislative body. I did receive some information from the chief of police, and I appreciate that. He's been very, very resourceful. Bottom line, there is an ordinance. It's against the law to pet or to urinate or defecate on private property. It is also a law for a pet or animal to defecate on public property. So it doesn't. So what I'm asking now is some type of education, use the billboards, increase licensing fees, make a pet park or something. Get it out to the public. It was 2 articles in the last Clippers, November and October, about this issue, about another neighbor that had the same problem. And guys, it's terrible. And I invite you all over the house. Come on over to my house, in the porch, and just smell it. And it's tough to enforce it. It's tough to go out to a guy that has a pet, that leads the pet into your yard, and tell him, hey, you got to stop doing that. What's your address? I need to report you to the police. They're not going to do that. I mean, anyways, that's what I have. And I'd really like, it seems that we have the legislative body, we have the ordinance, we have the executive body, and we have the enforcement. I'm not asking for no new taxes, no new levies, no nothing like that. Just what's on the books and enforce it. Any questions for me?
Thank you, Mr. DeVita. We are working on a public education piece to put in our monthly newsletter coming up, so that's something we have been discussing. We also have been having discussions on, what might we do for a pet socialization area. So we are working on that, and later on tonight you'll see where it is actually on our scorecard for 2010 and one of the items on how we're going to measure success in 2010. So we are working on these items. I am aware that the council members have also been discussing this item amongst themselves as well. Council, do you have any other comments on this item?
I guess my comment is I did send you an email, and I did not get your January 2nd follow-up. So, I mean, to say that we have not responded is incorrect. I did respond to you.
But
I think she did, and I think he did.
You all responded. You all said you were going to do something. But
Also,
I didn't know it was supposed to be a plan, but
we also
I didn't
made a
receive
suggestion.
any type of feedback.
I also made a suggestion you go to the ROA. What was their response when you went to them?
I'll share with the group what you responded on. I don't think it was Councilmember Henrik. I don't think it was very substantive. It was, John, I got it. I'll get back with you. That was the response. Since then, I haven't received anything.
I also suggest you go to the ROA
Okay.
and talk to them about potential of putting up a fence so that people can't walk into your yard.
The city would pay for that?
Pardon? No. First you have to go to the ROA to get permission, and then you would have to put up a fence.
John, I understand that, but I don't think I should have to bear that expense if we have the ordinances and the laws that need to be enforced. Why should it cost me? I already had an estimate.
We have
$2,800.
We have an animal control officer. Ask them to come, and when they have time, they'll come. But are you asking for us to go hire a police officer to have them sit across from your house to enforce your pet problem?
I'm just asking you to enforce the laws.
That is a request for new taxes.
I'm asking you for this to enforce the current laws that are on the books. That's all.
Okay. And if a police officer is driving by and he sees somebody violating the law, I'm guessing that they will enforce the law.
You guess wrong.
They're not enforcing the law if they see you? Okay, then that is something we need to look into.
And now we'd like that in the public record.
Okay.
I would like to see one citation that you have placed from the city of DuPont in the last 5 years on this.
Well,
Tell me one.
let's find out. I mean, are we not enforcing our animal control law, our animal control laws? Is that a policy of the police department?
Mayor, City Council, we contract with Lakewood Animal Control that provides animal control services for us. One of the duties that they do regularly is address this specific issue that Mr. DeVita raises. One of the suggestions that I made to him was to contact them back in probably December when all this started. I got the last email from him in January, and still there'd been no contact, so I called Animal Control and I had them contact him, and I understand they're exchanging some information. He's talked with them about different things. I don't know if you've received the material they're going to send you yet, but I know that I called them to prompt them to get a hold of him since he hadn't contacted them.
I apologize for the delay in them getting a hold of it. Sounds like that's been taken care of.
So we're working on
I have
these.
2 hearing aids, sorry.
We're working on these items, and it sounds like it's in process. As far as all the items that you've listed as solutions, we haven't implemented all of those, but we are implementing the laws that we have on the books, and we are implementing a public education program.
I say invite you over to the house one day. If you want to come on over.
And I believe I said in the email that I sent you, it's not something that I would be happy about at all. I would be very unhappy, just as you are. I mean, that was what I said in my response to you.
Thank you. Any other council comments before we move on? Yes, Councilmember Graham?
Just one comment about the whole approach to this. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. The aspect of you coming up and presenting an issue, and not only presenting an issue, but presenting some options and some solutions, just generally, that's very helpful. And so as the mayor said, we're looking into it. There's suggestions that have been made, and the police department's aware of it, but I just want to recognize that it is appreciated the way that you have approached the situation of contacting us, and at the same time giving us some options or some recommendations that you see as valid. And then we will do our job to actually look and vet those options and go through our process. But just to recognize appreciation for the way that you approach that with not only presenting a problem, but also solutions as well. So thanks.
Any other council comments on this item? Thank you, Mr. DeVita.
Thank you.
Any other any other public comment? And anybody in the audience wanting to comment on anything on or off the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move along.